today's lesson, marking tools. So I've got a few tools here. These are the correct ones to use for fabric. This is not. As great of a pen as it is, don't use it on fabric. Here we have a marking pencil. I know it might look like a color pencil, but it's not Crayola. It will say something like dressmaker's pencil, something like that. Now, the thing with our marking tools is they are not permanent. We don't want the marks to stay on our clothing permanently. We just want them there while we need them. So with the marking pencils, you have that little brush you can brush it off with. Also, choose the right color to mark on your fabric. This here is tailor's chalk. If you've kept it nice and neat, it has a good clean edge, and just like the pencil, it can brush off. Sometimes it'll dust off, just depends. And whatever doesn't come off there will come out in the wash. Here is a marking pen. Now these use special ink. Purple usually means that it will disappear over time, just reaction to the air, and blue usually means that it will disappear with water. So we're gonna make a purple mark there and it will disappear over time. This blue mark, I'm gonna dab with a damp paper towel and voila, it's disappeared. Because we only want it there for so long. Now sometimes you have a pattern that you have to trace a marking on your fabric with. So you're going to use tracing paper and a tracing wheel. You use the two of them together, otherwise they don't really work. Tracings most of the time go on the wrong side of the fabric, so that's what we're going to work with. But that's not always true, so definitely make sure you're reading your instructions. This here is a pattern for a dart. So I lay my fabric down first, then I lay my pattern down, and what I'll do is I will sandwich in between the fabric and the pattern tracing paper with a color that will show up. Now, the fabric is pretty much white on the back side, so I'm going to choose this reddish orange, not the yellow. The yellow is probably not going to show up. What I'll do is I will lay it down so that the part with the red-orange color is touching the back side or the wrong side of the fabric. Lay my pattern down, take my tracing wheel, and do my absolute best to stay on the line. Bear down, give it some pressure. Not so much that you'll break it, but some pressure. And it darts, or when you have circles, you make little X's. It's kind of difficult to trace a little tiny dot. Now we will pull our pattern away in our tracing paper and see if it transferred. Alright, you can see where the dots were definitely there. And I know it's very, very slight, but you should be able to see a very, very light reddish orangish dotted line. And the dots are going to come because the tracing wheel was serrated. If you're not going to need that mark for quite a while and you're worried that it will brush off before you get there, go ahead, take some tailor's chalk or a tailor's pencil, mark over it while you can still see it.